to play either Joe Perry or John Higgins for a place in the final. Just one meeting between this pair. That came in a PTC a couple of years ago. Stevens emerging the winner by the odd frame, so not much to go on.
We've got a slight misspelling in Matthew's name, but we know who it is.
Yeah, it should be an N instead of an M.
Yes.
They missed out an I in Stevens' Welsh compatriot Mark Williams' name yesterday. So someone needs a dictionary for Christmas.
I don't think he'll bother how it's spelled once he gets the first 5 frames on the board.
Well, Stevens is another player who has seen his form take a distinct turn for the better in the last 2 or 3 seasons after quite a while in the doldrums, lost his top 16 ranking, and for a while we wondered whether he'd ever regain it. Well, he has. Currently ranked at 15, and his results have been a lot more consistent in recent times, and a big chance this weekend to go much further.
First time we're seeing David here, I should say, on our screens this week. He's doing very well to get here.
Currently shares the highest break of the tournament with John Higgins, 138, which he made against Gary Wilson.
That was a good return. Early problem here for Matthew. It's difficult to get the ball back to the balk area, especially with those reds on the right hand side there. Just played to put the white to the top cushion, but I think he's playing cushion first on the one that's nearest the pocket. And he's overhit that a little bit. That's miles too hard, and he's left a... Well, I don't know where this red above the black goes, but there's definitely one to the yellow pocket. And if this red goes, that's a very poor shot for Matthew. He was trying to just put the white to the top cushion.
Plenty of room for the red. But he's undercut the black. Matthew Stevens asking referee Brendan Moore to clean the cue ball. Perhaps Morris was unfortunate there and got a heavy contact.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while for David just to settle down in these conditions, Phil, isn't it? You know, he hasn't been in this situation. I mean, I think it's probably once before, I think a couple of times before, but you know, not as much as obviously the more experienced player like Matthew. Matthew, of course, will be the favourite to win this match, but as we've seen this week already, nothing's guaranteed anymore in this game of snooker. There's too many good players around.
Lots of upsets. A couple of the game's leading lights didn't even make it to the televised stages, of course. Mark Selby and Sean Murphy bowing out at the round of 128, and we saw the likes of Judd Trump and Mark Allen lose in their first matches here in China.
get into the business end though of this tournament, the first full-blown ranking event of the season. They can guarantee themselves £20,000 getting into the semi-finals tomorrow. £35,000 for the runner-up, and of course the cheque for £80,000 to the winner on Sunday evening. So we're getting into the big money. And this guy at the table's got the pedigree to lift it.
He certainly has. And if he did, it would be only the second ranking title success of his career, and that's an extraordinary statistic really for a player of Stephen's calibre. Won the UK, what seems like a lifetime ago now.
10 years ago.
Beating Stephen Hendry in the final. 16. Won the Masters as well, back in 2000. And has come close on a number of occasions at the World Championship. A great record at the Crucible without ever having gone on to lift the title. Twice enjoyed commanding leads in his two finals against Mark Williams and Shaun Murphy before losing out in the end. And he's been a semi-finalist at the Crucible, a losing semi-finalist on 4 occasions.
Well, I hope this hasn't gone wrong, because I don't know whether he's covered the one on the right hand side. I wonder if he's covered the one on the left as well. Oh, that would be amazing if he's not on a red here. And that one won't go. I wonder about the other one. It seems it will. Now if you can run through, just get a little cannon on the red left of the black. Well, he hasn't got the angle to do that. So he's got to find the gap with the white. He's missed that. That's too wide.
21.
Never looked in, did it? Perhaps concentrating more on position there, and maybe just took his eye off the pot for a second. The aerial view. I guess you could say David Morris was destined for a career in snooker. Grew up in Kilkenny, and he lived at number 147.
Good job his dad didn't get a free ball then. Well, this young man's played steady all week here. Wins against Gary Wilson, Gerard Green.
22.
And of course, that great win yesterday over Ali Carter, 5-4. So the confidence has been building right through the week.
28.
And the manner of that win over Carter, Mike, to prevail in a final frame decider against a player of Carter's ability, just shows he's got the temperament to go with his ability.
Well, just going away from them a little further than you would have liked. Still needs potting and a little stun run through for the black. Well played. Might need to just nudge these 4 reds here. Well, black's the ball, really. Just stay positive here, go full-blooded for the cannon. And if he gets these open, a great chance to win this opening frame. But he's missed the black.
The second black that he's undercut into that pocket. Suddenly Stevens with a great chance here to pinch this opening frame. Nothing safe on the table.
Set.
Bit of a stretch for Stevens, not a player who enjoys using the rest.
8.
He's getting more proficient though when he does switch hands. Oh, hello. Slow down. These tables are noticeably faster now than they were a couple of days ago.
Yeah, they were quite sluggish, weren't they, at the start of the tournament? And I think one or two of the top players really had a problem coming to grips with the fact that the tables were a lot slower than they used to. Trump was one player who really struggled with his positional play in his shock defeat to Lu Ning. Li Hang, I should say. But as the week has progressed, undoubtedly the tables have got quicker. John Higgins, meanwhile, has made a fast start in his quarter-final against Joe Perry. Higgins certain to win that opener. Mopping up the last few balls. Chance of meeting with either Stevens or Morris, of course, in the offing. With Rob Milkins to play Neil Robertson in the other semi.
Still a possibility of the repeat final, of course, from Sofia, isn't there?
Indeed, when Higgins got the better of Neil Robertson in what was a high-class 3 days of snooker in Bulgaria. Ronnie O'Sullivan was there as well. O'Sullivan would have been here in Wuxi had it not been for a family bereavement that caused him to withdraw.
29.
Stevens, though, looking good here to get the first frame on the board against David Morris, who has twice missed a black off its spot in this frame. And at this level, it's rare that you don't get punished if you do that.
Just went a bit a touch foul on the blue here. That's a great shot. Needs yellow and green.
Well, Morris did have a couple of decent chances in this opening frame, twice missing relatively routine blacks.
I just wonder, though, in this encounter here, Phil, that experience might tell.
Well, certainly Stevens holds all the aces in that department.
49.
Professional now for nearly 20 years, the Welshman. David Morris, pretty new to this big match environment. Early days, though. Long way to go. But it's Stevens who's made the better start as he clears the table. So Matthew Stevens strikes first in this quarter-final. 1-0.